The Complete Tales of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. Chapter 4, How Mr. Rabbit Was Too Sharp for Mr. Fox. "Uncle Remus," said the little boy one evening when he had found the old man with little or nothing to do, "did the fox kill and eat the rabbit when he caught him with the tar baby?"
"Lord, honey, ain't I tell you about that?" replied the old darky, chuckling slyly. "I declare to gracious, I oughter told you about that. But old man Nod was riding on my eyelids till a little more than I disremember my own name, and then on to that, here come your mama hollering after you. What'd I tell you when I first begun? I told you Brer Rabbit was a monstrous soon creature. Leastwise, that's what I laid out for to tell you. Well then, honey, don't you go and make no other calculations. 'Cause in them days, Brer Rabbit and his family was at the head of their gang when any racket was on hand, and there they stayed. 'Fore you begins to wipe your eyes about Brer Rabbit, you wait and see whereabouts Brer Rabbit gonna fetch up at. But that's neither here nor there. When Brer Fox find Brer Rabbit mix up with that tar baby, he feel mighty good and he roll on the ground and laugh. By and by he up and says he, 'Well, I expect I got you this time, Brer Rabbit,' says he. 'Maybe I ain't, but I expect I is. You been running around here sassing at me a mighty long time, but I expect you done come to the end of the row. You been cutting up your capers and bouncing around in this here neighborhood until you come to believe yourself the boss of the whole gang. And then you already summers where you ain't got no business,' says Brer Fox, says he. 'Who asked you fur to come and strike up acquaintance with this here tar baby? And who stuck you up dar where you is? Nobody in the round world. You just took and jam yourself on that tar baby without waiting for any invite,' says Brer Fox, says he. 'And there you is, and there you'll stay, twell's I fixes up a brush pile and fires her up. 'Cause I'm gonna barbecue you this day sure,' says Brer Fox, says he. Then Brer Rabbit talked mighty humble. 'I don't care what you do with me, Brer Fox,' says he. 'So don't fling me in that briar patch. Roast me, Brer Fox,' says he, 'but don't fling me in the briar patch,' says he. 'It's so much trouble for to kindle a fire,' says Brer Fox, says he, 'that I expect I better hang you,' says he. 'Hang me just as high as you please, Brer Fox,' says Brer Rabbit, says he. 'But do, for the Lord's sake, don't fling me in that briar patch,' says he. 'Well, I ain't got no string,' says Brer Fox, says he, 'and now I expect I had her drown you,' says he. 'Drown me just as deep as you please, Brer Fox,' says Brer Rabbit, says he, 'but don't fling me in that briar patch,' says he. 'They ain't got no water nigh,' says Brer Fox, says he, 'and now I expect I had her skin you.' 'Skin me, Brer Fox,' says Brer Rabbit, says he. 'Snatch out my eyeballs, tear out my ears by the roots, and cut off my legs,' says he. 'But please, Brer Fox, don't fling me in that briar patch,' says he. 'Cause Brer Fox want to hurt Brer Rabbit bad as he can, so he caught him up by his behind legs and slung him right in the middle of der briar patch. There was a considerable flutter where Brer Rabbit struck the bushes, and Brer Fox sort of hung around to see what was going to happen. By and by, he hear someone call him, and way up the hill he see Brer Rabbit sitting cross-legged on a chickabin log combing the pitch out of his hair with a chip. Then Brer Fox knowed that he been swap off mighty bad. Brer Rabbit was pleased for to fling back some of the sass and holler out, 'Bone and bread in the briar patch, Brer Fox, bone and bread in the briar patch.' And with that, he skip out just as lively as a cricket in them embers."
The End. Read by Garrick. Thank you for listening.